Okay, so I'm going to do 3 problems with you, and then you're going to do 10 problems in Schoology. But I really need you to pay attention because some of these problems you can just put them in Desmos and get the solutions. If they're asking for solutions, it's pretty easy. You type it in Desmos and you see where the x-intercepts are. But if they're asking you for the factors, then you're going to have to do what I'm about to do, and then they're also going to ask you to complete the square on some of these. So pay attention on how to complete the square. Letter A. If I put this in Desmos, it will give me the solutions, okay? But I can also do it by hand. Move the 4 over, change the sign, plus 4. So you're writing this down just to make sure that you have the notes when you're doing the assignment in Schoology. What's 5 plus 4? 9 equals 9x squared. Divide both sides by 9. What's 9 divided by 9? 1. So now I have x squared equals 1. Take the square root of both sides, because the square root's going to get rid of that square. So now you just have x equals, what's the square root of 1? 1. It's plus or minus 1. So that means you have 2 answers. One is positive, x equals 1, and one is negative, x equals negative 1. And if you put this in Desmos, it'll go through a positive 1 and a negative 1. Let's check. Right here, I would type 9x squared minus 4 equals 5. And then right here, the solutions are negative 1 and positive 1. So if it was just asking for the solutions, you don't have to do all of this work. You can just put it in the calculator and find the solutions. Okay? Let's do the next one. Problem number 2. If it only asks for solutions, again, just put it in Desmos. But if it asks to complete the square, okay, in order to complete the square, this needs to be on the other side. So that's positive 45. This comes down, x squared plus 12x, and I'm going to leave a space right here because I have to complete the square. So what do you do when you complete the square? You're going to take the b, which is this one. You're going to take that number, half it, divided by 2. What do you get? 6. And then you're going to take that number and you're going to square it. What do you get? What's 6 squared? 6 times 6? 36. This is the number that helps me complete my square here. So I would add 36 to both sides. Okay? So on today's assignment, they will ask you to complete the square. What is the number here that completes the square? So again, you take this number, divide it by 2, and square it. And that completes the square. So make sure you have that written down. So then if I continue, this is a perfect square. That's the same thing as x plus 6 squared. Where did I get the 6? From right here in the middle. Okay? It's a perfect square. Equals whatever this adds up to. So what does this add up to? 81? Okay? Then you take the square root of both sides, just like we did a little while ago. And you end up with x plus 6 equals plus or minus 9. Because the square root of 81 is plus or minus 9. Move the 6 over, change the sign. Now you have x equals negative 6 plus or minus 9. That's going to give you two answers. One you're adding, negative 6 plus 9, and one you're subtracting, negative 6 minus 9. So what's negative 6 plus 9? Positive 3. That's one of the solutions. What's negative 6 minus 9? Negative 15 is the other solution. So you're probably thinking, Miss Mesa, this is a lot of work. Do I have to do all of this work when I'm solving? No. You could have put this in Desmos and gotten this and this. Okay? Again, you can put this equation in Desmos, get your solutions, bam, right away. The only time I need you to do some of this work is when they're asking you to complete the square. And when they ask you to do that, just take this number, divide it by 2, and square it. That gives you that number. Okay? So let's put this in the calculator, make sure that it is 3 and negative 15. Oops, I can't see it. X squared plus 12x minus 45 equals 0. Here goes my two solutions. One of them is, oops, what did I do? Minus 45. Okay. One of them is at positive 3 and one of them is at negative 15. Those are my solutions. So you can quickly get them from there. Let's do the last one by completing the square. Well, actually, let's solve it first and then let's complete the square on it. So let's type this in Desmos, find the solutions. X squared plus 14x. I'm going to do this. X squared plus 14x plus 40 equals 0. My solutions are negative 10 and negative 4. Solutions. Write those down. X equals negative 10, X equals negative 4. Okay. What if they don't ask for the solutions? What if they say, I want you to complete the square? Okay? First, this number shouldn't be here. So make sure that this number is already on the other side. So you have x squared plus 14x equals negative 40. How do I complete the square? Take the middle number and divide it by 2. So 14 divided by 2 equals 7. What do I do with the 7? Square it. What's 7 squared? 49. You just completed the square. My C, my new number, is 49. So plus 49 here and plus 49 on the other side. Okay, so I have x squared plus 14x plus 49 equals 9. And then you can solve it. But just the number that completes the square is that 49. And that would be the answer that you guys type in Schoology when it asks to complete the square. Okay? Now, what's the perfect square of this one? The factor of that one. It's the middle number. So it's just x plus 7 squared. Because two numbers that multiply and give you the last one and add to give you the middle one is 7. 7 and 7. Okay? And then if you finish it up, you'll end up with negative 10 and negative 4. So we're going to go ahead and start the Schoology assignment. Where's my thing?